Hey guys, Jerry from Showtime Audio. Just wanted to give you a final walkthrough on the 2023 Ford Lightning EV. So the system is done. So this is the amazing enclosure. Check this thing out. So this thing is gorgeous. Basically, all you're losing is obviously the storage space under the seat. But one of the things that the client wanted was the space on top to still be able to put groceries, tools. He likes the utility of being able to still put things here. So this is why we ended up going with this, and we're down firing. So the woofers are actually firing down at the floor. So actually I can put my hand under here and touch the woofer itself. All the bass is forced out of this opening. The enclosure, if you saw the pictures of the build, go down like this. So there's two 13 TW5s in here running off a JL Audio 1201. And then just wanted to show you some little details about the enclosure that we go through. So one of the things we do is we put in the seam line so that we can split between the vinyl and the carpet seamlessly. So it's nice, and it looks, like a beautiful finish. And then also when you put the seat down, carpet goes away and all you see is the vinyl, right? So the vinyl just looks like it continues on. But when you flip it up, you have the utility of still being able to put things on top of here. Okay. Another one of the main things that we do is, like always, we still put one of our PowerWorks connectors, right? So if the client ever does need the extra space here to haul more stuff, tools, something that's too big to fit with the enclosure, they can always just unplug it. And this system is keyed, so you can't put it in backwards even if you try. So because it's color coded and keyed, so then it can only go in one way. So another one of the things that just wanted to show you the difference in custom fabricated enclosure versus something prefab. So one of the things that we do that most other prefab or even shops don't do is we rounded the back corner as well. Again, nobody will ever see this, but it's one of those, we like everything to be right even if nobody will see it. So the benefit of this is obviously there's a little bit of additional airspace, not much, but again, it's more of an aesthetic thing. And also it follows this contour. So typically shops build straight and then there's a gap here, or they build down in a notch. Basically they're accounting for this small radius. So rather than deal with the radius and round the enclosure, because obviously that takes time and more material, they just either notch over this bump, so something out and down, or they build this at a slight angle and then there's a gap. So when I lay the box down, you would see our box basically follows the contour, where the other boxes, there's a small gap behind it. And again, it's not a huge deal, but we like everything to be as perfect as possible, right? So the other thing too about this is that when we wrap it, it allows it, it just kind of flows and looks like it was born this way, basically, for lack of a better term. So if you can see, we follow the radius, right? So that this way, when the seat's down, I mean, it literally looks like it came with the vehicle. It's an extension of it. Typically, like I said, there's a slant here because they have to go from this point where the radius stops all the way to here. So then there's a it's not horrible, but it's like a 1/2 inch or 3/4 inch gap from here to the back. So again, for us, just to make it so it looks seamless, we actually make the radius of the enclosure. All right, so this is the acrylic logo we cut out. So it is black acrylic with a blue acrylic behind it. So this blue matches the blue that's on all the badging for the Lightning. So all your EV vehicles typically have blue as part of the logo so that you know that it's a EV vehicle. And we followed that theme so that it kind of ties the enclosure in, obviously, to this vehicle and looks like it came with the vehicle itself. Hey guys, so this is the amp board. So it's bolted in. It's all pre-wired on the bench. We showed you videos of that. It's all pre-wired on the bench, and then it's just dropped in and bolted in. So it's actually got 3 mounting points, one here, one there, and one down there. And everything is wired to this fuse block. So this way you have all your fusing here. So if something goes wrong, you can obviously come check here. This is your 1-aught power straight to the battery and your 1-aught ground straight to the battery. So on these Ford F-150s, the newer style, they're aluminum bodies. So the grounds are not very good. So we run a 1-aught ground directly to the battery to ensure that we have the best ground for the system. Also, we added so on the amp board, we added a turn-on relay because we're running 3 amplifiers. So this way we have more than enough turn-on power for all the amplifiers. We added a Hertz processor so that we can go fully active. So the front speaker, the front stage is fully active. And then obviously we have the subwoofer amplifier. And then we have our audio interface module. This car uses most A to B. So this module allows us with the Bang & Olufsen system to integrate with, and it's completely plug and play. So the nice thing about this entire setup is if the car ever needs to get returned to stock, it's literally unbolt it, plug the stock amplifier back in, obviously reverse all the speakers, and you would never know that we had done anything to the vehicle. Everything is 100% reversible. There are no holes, no splicing of any wires. Everything is completely plug and play. There is, like I said, absolutely no cutting of anything on the vehicle at all. All right, so the other thing that we do is so this seat is technically not meant to open. It's actually, normally it's just latched, and there is a way to open it, but you have to kind of reach in there. It's kind of a pain. So what we did for the client is we added this release strap. So basically what it is, and it's Velcroed here. So when it's up, if you reach back here, you can grab the strap, pull, that releases the latch without having to try and grab a tool and dig in there to open it. And then this way you can get to the amplifier, show it off, service it, adjust anything if you need to, and then just snap it right back in place. So the other nice thing about this amp board in particular is that we don't have to lose the jack either. So typically in a lot of the installs you have to lose the jack in order to make room for more gear, more amplifiers, subwoofer. With this system, obviously we keep the jack, we keep everything. The only thing we lost was the original sub, which is horrible anyway, but we added a much bigger subwoofer enclosure, so losing that sub is obviously not a big deal. On this F-150, we added the Hertz DRC. So this allows us to adjust the subwoofer control, the main volume, presets. We have 2 presets on here, just an A and a B, but it allows you to have control over the system from the front here without having to go in the back. All right, so if you have a brand new EV or any vehicle technically, and you're looking to add a stereo upgrade to it, please give us a text at 773-489-7469. Thanks a lot for watching.